Good evening. Welcome, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, so glad that you guys are here. Shouts out to everybody who's going to get a chance to watch this video. We are here at episode 1 of Unseen Hope. It's your boy, Joshua, joined with Brother Keith in the building.
Let's go.
Let's go. Let's get it.
do it.
I'm excited for it. Brother Keith, if you wouldn't mind introducing yourself, let the folks know who you are.
Hey, I am the bald preacher. So there are a lot of bald preachers. So I am one of them. I'm one of those guys. No, hey, I'm Keith. I got 4 kids. Most of all, I've got a lot of hope, and I want to share that with you. And so that's why Josh and I are here. I'm excited about that, and hope you guys will take a journey with us. We're trying to figure stuff out as we go too. We don't have all the answers, but we are looking, and we do have hope.
I agree. Welcome, guys. So if this is y'all's first time joining in, this is actually a new thing that we are working on. We're actually trying to see. Mike's about to fall off. We're actually trying to see if we can engage the online world, which are a lot of you guys. A lot of you guys are coming with some brokenness, some hurts that are existing in your lives, and we want to get a chance to speak some truth and love, talk to you guys about the unseen hope that we have, that you guys also need to have because of what it can do in your life, because we all believe that Jesus is real. He makes a difference. No matter what's gone in your life, no matter what's happening, we want to let you guys know that he loves you and he cares for you, and that's what we're here for. Encourage you guys, to challenge you guys as much as we can as we continue building this platform and the content that we have that's going on. So I want to just get a chance as we walk through this. I'm gonna throw a lot of this over here to Brother Keith. As we talk through this, I'm gonna call you Keith. I gotta get that down.
All right. That's
Keith,
okay.
Sorry, it's the cultural church in me that wants to call you Brother Keith. Man. I'm cool with it. But yeah, so I'm gonna actually, before we jump into the things that we're gonna talk about today, I'm gonna throw over our first segment of the day, which is just quoting Christianity. So I'm gonna give you a quote. I want you just to give me some feedback on what you think that quote's gonna, like what you think about that as according to the Bible. How should we look at these things as Christians when we examine not only our Christian worldview, but what's going on today in culture? So I'm gonna give you this quote, which is gonna be this. You'll hear people say this, that it doesn't matter what you believe as long as you're sincere in it. What would you say to people like that?
Well, first of all, I would acknowledge that the world we live in is crazy, and I mean like nuts, like super nuts. And of course, we all know that came from a fall in the garden. We all know that, but or at least you and I believe that, Josh, that the world's crazy. So I'm glad that people are sincere, want to be sincere. Every statistic I read says that spirituality numbers are on the rise. People are looking for spiritual answers. Now that may or not be in Christianity, they may or may not be in Jesus. So they're looking for stuff. It's just, where are they looking? The other part of that, though, that I would just say is, well, you could sincerely believe that wall right there is God, and that'd be lunacy. I mean, that'd be crazy. And there's a lot of people that believe a lot of crazy things. I would say, Josh, you and I need to understand, though, that what we believe sounds crazy. I mean, we believe that God put on flesh, came to earth and died, and we believe that he's coming back and he's going to be riding a white horse. I mean, so come on now. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that you can believe, and there's a lot of stuff you can be sincere about. I would just say this to you. You can be wrong about 1,000 things in life, and it'll cost you a little time, a little money, a little energy, a little sleep. But if you're wrong about this, it could cost you everything. It could cost you eternity. So it's not enough to just be sincere. You need to know why you believe what you believe. It can't just be because my mom said, or my dad said, or because I like that wall better than I like, the church or whatever it is. So I would just encourage anybody that feels that way. And by the way, there's a lot of folks that want to have faith. They've just been burned by religion. They've been burned by the church. They've been burned by what most people are looking to. And so I would just say that's why this channel's here, is we want to talk to those people. We want to have those conversations. We get that. We're both preachers' kids. We've been burned by the church. I mean, we know all about being burned by the church, and we know about a bunch of hypocrites, and we know all about people that say one thing and do another thing, and they're mean and rude, and we get all that, and how people use politics even in the church and all that stuff. We get all that. But I would just say, hey, for you personally, friend, I hope we become friends. For you, and it's more than just well, I hope so, or I think so, or you need to know why you believe what you believe. And there's going to be a lot of people that sincerely believed a lot of wrong things that we believe will miss heaven and miss God's plan for their life. So it sounds good, but it's not right. it's not right. And
That's a good word.
You just, my hope for you would just be that you go deep enough for to make up your own mind and not just settle on something because you got let down by somebody. Somebody let you down. Somebody that you trusted in, or a church you trusted in let you down, or you have spiritual, what I call spiritual blisters. You got scars, and so, man, we're here to have these conversations. And we want you to know we're open to your conversation. We're open to your ideas. We're open to your hurt and your pain and your scars. And we want to have those conversations. So, I talked way too much on that answer, but
no, that's cool. That's what we're here for. That's what we're here for.
But we just know that there's so much mess out there. There's so many options. That man, you better really know why, because your life and your death is gonna stand on what you believe. So,
for sure.
And truthfully, it's what's true is truth, whether you believe it or not, and it will affect you as truth. So finding what that truth is, or finding who that truth is the most important thing in life.
Agreed. So, no, because that's beautiful what you're saying, because essentially the heart at which we're trying to get at in this is we're doing this, taking our time, getting a chance to reach out to you all, not for anything that we want. There's nothing you guys can give us, though if you want to, we're not going to say no. There's nothing that you guys can send us, but if you want to, we're not going to say no. There's nothing you guys can do for us. The main thing we want to do is honestly pour out and serve you guys, right? Like, we acknowledge that in this world, there is a lot of hurt, even with people who have come from the church. And so it's so important, as Keith just mentioned, for you to not only know the truth, but understand how that balances with the wounds that you've gone through, and know that you're going to be walking with a lot of people that are broken and they're hurting. And it's not, everybody's got a different story. Everybody's got a different journey, but we don't want to minimize any of that. So we want to extend into your living room, into your workplace, wherever that might be, to let you guys know we care, and there's nothing y'all can do for us, but we just want to pour out as much as we can to you guys as you sort through, honestly, questions that we think are important for every person on this earth to think through and wrestle through. And so that's kind of where we're coming from when it comes to unseen hope. That's what we're constantly going to point you guys to, is this idea of this unseen hope that we have, that we can find in Jesus, that it may be dark in your life, but you might not see it and you might not know that it's there, but that doesn't mean your absence of knowing he's present doesn't dictate whether or not he actually is.
Yes,
right?
Absolutely.
So that's something we want to make sure we invest in you guys, and kind of just get a chance to spill out a little more of our heart. I know you wanted some things that you wanted to talk about, Keith, to the people. So is that something you wanted to kind of jump into?
Yeah, I mean, I want to just continue this idea, though, that, look, I mean, not only are we preachers' kids, but I've been a pastor for 25 years, and we've all been burned. We've all got stuff that would cause us to say, well, that's not any good, or those people aren't any good, or that church isn't any good, or that religion, or Christians are like this, or Catholics are like this, or Muslims are like, or whatever. And what I want us to do, I hope we can do, is just have honest conversations. And we would just say to you that, if you find this and you're watching it, or you catch us live sometime, man, we want your comments and your questions, and we're going to look at all of them. And when we come back the next time on, we'll talk about them. And again, we're not saying we're experts, but we'll research with you. We'll look with you, we'll explore with you, because we do believe there's hope. And even though we can't see everything unfolding and everything play out right at this moment, we do believe there is a path that leads us to find out those answers, and to see what's maybe feels hidden right now. And I would just say your life is more valuable than you know. That your life is valuable. You are here for a reason. You do have purpose on the earth. And I believe you're going to live for eternity now, somewhere. I have that belief. And so what I would just say is, hey, let's do enough investigation and have enough conversations. Let us be a help to you. You be a help to us. Let's have this dialogue, if you will. I know we're on the internet, but let's have this dialogue, if you will, where we're going to explore this together, find out. And the truth is, you don't have to. You're not only special. You don't have to do life alone. Yeah. And so, one thing I love about technology, man, is that you and I, through technology, we can have a relationship. We can become friends. Yeah. Josh and I, Josh is a streamer. I hope you'll go on and we'll put it in the comments. I mean, but he's Coach Clay, and he's streaming on different platforms, and he's playing games, but he's having lots of conversations. And here's what I've watched. I've seen this happen. He's got lots of friends that he's never met face to face.
Never.
We're hoping that will happen with you and us, and that you just would see that we're not trying to manipulate anything. We just really want to be available. We want to be in the conversation. We want you to know that we have found a hope, and we want to share that hope with you. Yep. And we're not going to try to manipulate you or boss you or anything like that. I promise you.
Yeah.
We do have political leanings, but again, that's not the point of this. That's not the point of this. This is separate. This is we believe that there is hope. We're going to tell you we believe it's found in Jesus, but we're not going to just say Jesus and leave it at that. We're going to explain why we believe in Jesus. We're going to talk about why we believe that the Bible is true and can be trusted. And you need to know those things, because if you're going to reject Christianity, at least have the courage to go that far in.
Agreed.
Right? And so, hey, I wanted to just, if it's all right, Josh, I just wanted to just start today by just sharing a little story that I think can kind of just set up where we're headed, what this is all about.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's a story of a little boy. So a little boy, one Christmas, his grandma gives him a model boat, and it's in a box, and he's going to have to put it together. And of course, it's winter time, so he doesn't care. So it's a model boat, a wooden boat that he'll have to put together, glue together, paint, all of this. But the box says once you do that, it's going to actually work in the water. Like, he can take it out to the pond near his house. He lived on a farm. He's got a pond. He can take it out to the pond near his house, put it in the pond, and it's going to float. And so he was excited all winter as he put that boat together. He did it with his own hands, and he'd put a little piece together, and he'd take a break, and he'd look at it and say, is that what I want? And he'd put it together, and he'd make it, and then he painted the whole thing, named the boat. I mean, it's his boat. Well, he was done with it. You know how kids, so he was done with it like middle of January, but he had to wait until springtime came before he could go outside and put this boat in the water. And so finally, it's a warm enough day, nice outside. He goes outside, he takes his boat to the pond. He puts the boat in the pond, and sure enough, what he put together with his hands, this boat floats, and it's just floating in the pond. And he's so proud because he made this boat. He named this boat. It's his boat. Well, all of a sudden, springtime, storm comes up, rolls in, wind starts blowing. It starts, pouring down rain, and the wind blows his boat into the middle of the pond, and he can't get to it, and it's pouring on him. So he says, well, I'm going to go inside my house, and after the storm, I'll come back out and get my boat and clean it up. And so he goes in his house, and after the storm, he comes back out, and he can't find his boat. He can't find his boat. He doesn't know what happened to his boat. It's not anywhere, and he doesn't understand. And he doesn't know if somebody came that was walking by his farm, that if they grabbed the boat, he doesn't know what happened to his boat. His boat's gone. Well, he looked and looked for his boat, couldn't find it. Several weeks later, he's walking through his town, the town that he lived by, and there in a secondhand store window, perched in the window was his boat. On a stand was his boat for sale from this store. Well, he goes inside. He's so excited. That's my boat. That's my boat. Can I have my boat? And the store owner says, young man, I don't know if it's your boat or not. Somebody sold that boat to me, and now I'm selling that boat. So if you want that boat, you're going to have to buy it. Well, but it's my boat. Why would I buy my boat? I made that boat. And the man said, I'm sorry, son. That's how it works. And so the little boy said, well, I don't have any money. And the man said, well, sorry, I don't know what to tell you. And so the little boy went home, and he was sitting in his room, and he was really upset. And he said, how am I going to get my boat back? That's my boat. I made that boat. That's my boat. And he looked around his room, and he saw other toys that he had, other possessions that he had, and he got an idea. So he went and got his red wagon. He loaded up every toy, every possession that he had that was his to get rid of, and he took that down to the store in this wagon, brought it to the store owner, and said, this is all the toys I have. This is all that I have that's really mine. And would you take all of this for that boat? And the guy smiled and said, yes, son, I'll take those things for that boat. And so he ran to the window, grabbed his boat, ran out of the store. He's running home. He's holding the boat up, and he says, oh, little boat, you are mine twice. First, because I made you, and second, because I bought you. Here's why we are here, because that's your story and that's my story. God not only made you and created you, and we'll talk a lot about that. We'll show you why we believe that's the truth. But when you and I got lost in this world and got messed up in the junk of this world, God loved us enough that he bought us back. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever would believe in him would not perish but have everlasting life. You may have heard that verse before if you've been in church, if you grew up that way, or you just been around it. Here's the story, though. God made you, has a plan for your life, and now he has proven how much he cares about you because he sent his Son to show you that you are his, and he bought you back. So that's why we're here. That's what this is about. That's what we're going to be doing. We're going to have conversations. We're going to open up why you believe what you believe about Scripture. We're going to talk about how we believe that everything that happens in life is about God's glory. We're going to talk about why we know that Jesus is the Son of God. We'll talk about what is the role of the church in the world and why does it matter. We'll talk about all those things. We just want you to come on this journey with us. We are not here to beat anybody over the head with anything. We just want to have conversations and tell you why Josh and I, just as men in this world, in this crazy world, why we have hope, even in the midst of all the craziness. So, Josh, let's go on a journey together, man.
I'm looking forward to it. No, I love what you're saying, because the beautiful part about what you're saying in this is how every person is not only made with intention, but has innate value to them.
Right.
And I love getting a chance to talk about that.
We'll talk about that next time.
I'm pumped for it. I'm pumped for it. That's beautiful. So I want you guys to know, if you're listening to this stream, you're at the end of your rope, you don't know what to do, or maybe you're just in the mundaneness of life and you're questioning, am I really just made for getting up in the morning, doing an 8 to 5, going and watching Netflix, going to sleep,
I hope not,
and waking up and doing the same cycle till I then retire and
not
then
enough.
die? Is that my life?
It's not enough.
And if you ask that to yourself, that question, I want to let you guys know that you all have a value to you that is far more than what it is that a lot of us are currently doing. And we want to tell you not only where that value comes from, what that value means, but who it is that bestowed that value upon you. And I can't wait to get a chance to do that.
Absolutely.
That's a beautiful story you just told, Pastor Keith. You were not only created, but you were purchased, and you were done so for a very particular reason. Yeah. You have meaning, you have value.
You are valuable.
I mean, I'm thinking of some verses in my mind of the idea of how the Lord has purchased us with his blood. It's in 1 Corinthians 6:19, how God bought you with his blood, and through that we find life and meaning and value and truth and peace. And guys, we're going to talk about that. So make sure, if you guys are here and you guys are enjoying the content, or if you guys are just watching this and you're watching a VOD, it's totally fine. You're coming back and you're watching these things, or maybe checking us out on those other social media platforms. Make sure you comment, follow, like. We want to get a chance to know you, your story, as we get a chance to see you guys on Facebook, on Twitch, on YouTube, and on TikTok. We're going to saturate the internet with a hope that is unseen. And I can't wait to get a chance to, as Keith mentioned, go on this journey with you together. I'm excited for it.
Let's do it, man. It's going to be good.
It's going to be very good. Any other words you want to give before we chuck deuces to the people?
No, man. Let's head out. Let's come back. We'll come back again soon. You guys come on a journey with us. Hey, here's what you need to know. Here's what you need to know. We are in this together. We all live in this crazy place, and you have value. And so this is not a couple guys come running at you, telling you to believe like us, or you. No, listen. We just want you to know that we think your life matters, that we think you have value, and we want to share with you why we think that way.
Yeah.
Hey, have a good night. Have a good day. And we'll talk to you next time.
We'll see you guys later, man. Peace.